part B. So once you've found your equations here, remember D&D was y equals 150x plus 150. Rockstar was y equals 175x plus 0. They didn't charge anything extra. We're going to then solve our system of equations using substitution. Substitution is the one where we remove stuff, okay? And the idea is, once we're able to find that solution, we're going to hopefully be able to explain what that answer means. So, just a reminder, our two equations, y equals 150x plus, whoops, I don't really like that there, equals 150x plus 150, y equals 175x plus 0. I know that this is what y equals. I know that this is what y equals. So when I'm substituting, I can replace. I can take what y equals, and I can replace this other y. So I'm going to remove the y. I'm going to rewrite this second equation. I'm going to remove the y. So I have 150x plus 150. I wrote that instead of y. Equals 175x. Do I have to write plus 0? I don't think so. So I'm not going to. So now that I have this equation, I can move my x's to one side. So I'm going to go minus 150x, minus 150x. These are going to cancel out. I'm left with $150 that I have to put down, $150 that I have to put down. And then 175 minus 150 is 25x. In order to get x alone, I'm dividing by 25. And I find that x equals 6. Now, this is information that tells me something. I have to figure out what it is that means. There's a second part to that, of course. Once I find what x means, I have to take that x, remember, and plug it back into one of my equations. I think it's easier to plug it in to this equation, the second equation, because it's plus 0, so I can kind of ignore that. So I'm going to rewrite this equation. Y equals 175, and instead of x, I'm going to plug in my 6. So my last step then is to do the mathematics. So I have my handy-dandy calculator. I'm looking at 175 times 6, which gives me 1,050. So my y equals 1,050. Now, one of these numbers represents an amount of money, and one of these numbers represents our other constraint. So we have to kind of go back to the beginning, go back to our question. So we know we're dealing with $150, $150, $175. The other number that we're really dealing with is the number of hours. So which of these would make sense that it would represent a number of dollars, and which one would make sense that it represents a number of hours? Remember that the x is the piece that's repeated. So for 6 hours, it's going to cost us $1,050. Okay, so make sure that you explain your answer. I'm not going to write that for you, but make sure you do this piece. That is important. That's how you get your credits. Okay, if you want, go ahead and take a look at gym time. It's going to be a really similar problem for both A and B. Check out the last video for part C, graphing.